Good morning, day 88. So my yogurt turned out very nice. It's very thick, but very tasty. So it's almost like a pudding. That can be regulated by adding or taking away soy milk, but I like it this way. So, but if you like a thinner yogurt, then you can just add more soy milk to it. So I woke up really early this morning, like about 4:30, and all I could think about was gardening and what I want to do. But it was snowing yesterday, so apparently I'm not going to be doing anything out there. But I really want to get out there and clean up because there's branches and dog mess and things knocked over and just a lot to do. And since I can't do everything at once, I need to do a little bit at a time. So, but this coming up week is supposed to warm up a little bit, and hopefully we don't get rain every day. But anyway, I'll be back in a little while. I'll show you my yogurt, and we'll see what's for breakfast. Hello, time to make some yogurt. Okay, in this canister of my Vitamix, I have 1 cup of steel cut oats and 4 cups of water. Now they say you can also use whole oats, or long cooking, whatever they're called. But I haven't tried those. I used steel cut last time, so I'm sticking with that. Now I've soaked these for a while. You can soak them for 15 minutes or longer. These have been actually soaking for a couple hours because I was busy doing other things. But the reason you want to soak these is because while they're sitting there, they're soaking up water, which gives you more not nut milk, but oat milk. So, and that's what I did last time, and it turned out great. So I'm going to blend this up really fine until it's smooth in my Vitamix, and then I'm going to strain it, and then I'm going to blend it up again. So I'm going to blend it twice because you want a very smooth oat milk. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off because the Vitamix is very loud. So I'll be back once I get this blended up, and I'll put it through the nut milk bag the first time. Okay, here I have a nut milk bag. You can also use a paint strainer bag. That's actually what this is. You can get those at Home Depot, and they're much less expensive than the nut milk bags. So I have several of these, and this just happens to fit over this big Anchor Hocking cup. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pour my my oatmeal milk through the sieve, or through the bag. And it's pretty smooth, but we're going to do it one more time. And if you don't want a real thick yogurt, I love my yogurt thick. I like it like a Greek style, but if you like a thinner yogurt, only put like 3/4 of a cup of the steel cut oats to 4 cups of water. So now I'm going to take the bag, and I'm just going to, look how nice and thick that milk is. And I'm just going to take it and squeeze out all the milk. Now we're going to cook this so that it'll kill all the bad bacteria.
and that way we'll only grow the good bacteria in the yogurt culture. And I've been keeping this yogurt going for, about a month now. And I just keep saving some and reusing the same culture. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last, but so far so good. I know with kombucha and with sourdough starter, it can go for years. But I don't know about this. I'm just winging it, playing it by ear. So this has still a lot of milk in it. So this takes a little bit, so I'll be back once I get this all squeezed out. Okay, so there's just a little bit left, and I don't want to squeeze it all through the nut milk bag, because then you're going to get a lot of this soft oatmeal squishing through. So, and I just want the milk, but it's pretty much done. Now it's just real thick. So I'm going to pour this back into the Vitamix, get rid of this, and I imagine you can put this in some bakery or dehydrate it and make oat flour out of it. But I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to concentrate on making this milk. So I'll be back on the second pressing. Okay, I just blended this a second time. I rinsed out my oat milk bag, and I'm going to give it a second time, and this is what was left in the bag, and I have to see if there's anything I can make with this. Maybe a oatmeal cheese or something, I don't know. I don't like to waste anything. So I'm going to strain this again. There shouldn't be too much left in the bag. But this makes a beautiful oat milk. Now, if you're going to just make it as a milk, of course you wouldn't want it this thick. You'd want it with a little less oats. So there's hardly anything left in the bag. Just a little tiny bit. So pretty much it's smooth now. Okay, now this needs to be cooked, so I'm going to get a pot and I'll be back. Okay, I have a thermometer here, and I need to heat this milk up to 180 degrees. Now, if you're just drinking it as oat milk, you can go ahead and just drink it like this. You can add vanilla, you can add a little tiny bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and make yourself an oat milk. But I want yogurt, so now I have to stir this constantly because this will clump on the bottom if I don't. So, and I'm going to use a whisk, and then 180 degrees, and then you let it cool down to about 115, or no lower than 110. And then you add a cup of milk to the yogurt, and then you put the yogurt back into the milk. And then I make it in the Instant Pot then, so I put it on the yogurt setting, and for me, I like it at about 9 hours. It's just tangy enough, but not too tangy. So, alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Right now it's just milk, and I'll show you how thick this gets. You don't want to boil this, you just want to heat it up to 180 degrees. So, and sometimes it'll form a skin, so that's another reason why you have to keep whisking. Okay, this is up to 180 degrees now. You can see how thick it is. And I'm going to take it off the heat because I don't want it to continue to cook. But I'm going to stir it, and you have to keep stirring it at least every now and then. Otherwise it'll start lumping up. So this needs to cool down now to 110 to 115. And what we just did was kill all the bad bacteria, but we haven't added our good bacteria yet. But this would kill them, so you have to let it cool off. And it's very, very thick. And this, in the recipe for the oat yogurt that I followed, it was by Kathy Hester. It's called Outrageous Oats. And I tried tasting the yogurt when it was just oats, and it was terrible. It was like eating paste. So that's when I came up with adding the soy milk and letting it culture that way. And it was perfect. And it has the consistency and the creaminess of a forager yogurt, which is my favorite kind. So I know it's a little bit of work, but this makes a lot of yogurt. So, all right, I'll be back when I'm ready to add the yogurt. Now this is what's left of my yogurt that I made the last time. As you can see, it's still nice and thick. It didn't separate, which is what I like, because I always had a problem with the yogurt separating. You know, this up here was kind of yogurty, and this down here was just liquid, and I didn't like it. So this hasn't done that at all. Now they said you only need a couple tablespoons of this. Let this warm up a little bit. I forgot to take this out, but I'm just going to add it all in because it's not really enough for, well, I could eat some of it, but it's okay. I'm just going to add it all in and make new yogurt. So keep stirring so you don't get lumps and you don't get a skin on the yogurt. And don't add any vanilla or anything at this point. You add that later after it's cultured. Don't even add any sugar because it could interfere with the culturing process. So this is still steaming hot. It's not ready yet. Let me just check the temperature. And it's still past 120, so that's too hot. Too hot for our little yogurt friends. And to be honest with you, I actually like this homemade yogurt better than the one that Walmart sells. I forget the name of it. The soy silk, or it's the coconut yogurt. I actually prefer this. I think it's tastier. It's creamier and it's a little thicker. So this recipe, for me anyway, is a definite keeper. Okay, I warmed up this soy milk to 110 degrees. This is still hotter than that. So I'm going to add my yogurt into the soy milk now. And I should have warmed up the yogurt, not warmed it, but let it get a little warmer. But it didn't. So now I'm going to mix this well, and then I'm going to add this into the oat milk. Let me see how warm this is now. Okay, this is 115 degrees. Perfect. So I'm going to add this to it now. And you want to stir it in. Now if your oat milk gets lumpy, you can always give it a little blitz in the blender to get some of the lumps out, but not too long because you don't want it to get too cool. All right. Good. Make sure it's all well incorporated. Now this will thicken up some as it ferments. And mine does have a few little lumps in it, but I don't care about that. You know, it's not unpleasant. So, all right. That looks pretty good. I think I could probably even add a little bit more soy milk. But it's not like paste now. I'm just going to taste this. No, that's good. It's nice and creamy. All right, so I'm going to put this in my Instant Pot. And see, this makes a lot of yogurt. And it's really not hard, it's just a little time consuming because you have to keep stirring it. So this makes almost 4 cups of yogurt. Okay. So I'm going to put this on my yogurt setting now and let it ferment about 9 hours. And I'll be back in the morning and we'll take a look. Instant Pot. You want to do it on the closed setting. You want to close your Instant Pot. And then you want to set it on yogurt. And this is automatically at 8 hours. I want 9 hours. And then I'm just going to start it. And that's it. And hopefully in the morning we'll have yummy yogurt. Now if you don't have an Instant Pot, you can do this in a yogurt maker. You can do it in a pot. Cover it with a nice towel or something. Stick it in your oven with the oven light on, just so you have a warm place where it can ferment. So that's all there is to it. Let me know if you make this in the comments below and what you think of it. Day 88. Let's see what's cooking today. Alright, I have an avocado that I put out the other day, and I think it's
ready to go, and I have a tomato, and I need to eat my bread, so I'm going to have some avocado toast this morning. And this is my yogurt, and I had to get up at 2:30 in the morning and put it in the fridge. So we'll take a look at that. And let's see. I think that's good. Oh, I had a baked potato last night, and these are the skins. I think I want to make some baked potato skins. So I need those. And I need some of this cheese for those. And a little bit of ranch dressing. All right. So I will meet you at the stove. It's snowing and blowing again here today, and it's in the 20s. Ugh. So here's my two potato skins from yesterday. They still have a little bit of potato on them. I took the Mexican blend cheese, and then I have some of these imitation bacon bits. I'm going to sprinkle some of those on. And then these are going in the air fryer until they're done. And I don't know how long that's going to take. I'll put them in at about 400 and keep an eye on them. And then I'm going to top them with a little ranch dressing. So that'll be part of my breakfast. And then I'm going to have avocado and tomato and my homemade bread. So I'm going to get these into the oven. A little bit more. And since I don't eat bacon, I'm using these bacon bits that I got at Ollie's for $3.49, and it's a big thing. So these are good. I would get those again. But if you eat bacon, then you do you. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to make my avocado here, and I'm going to put in, I keep it real simple, put in some lemon pepper. Now this is salty, so don't overdo it unless you like it real salty. So I just put in a little bit, and that gives it a real nice lemony, peppery taste, and salt, enough salt. So I'm also going to put in a little additional pepper. And then I'm going to just mash it up. And that's really all there is to my guacamole. And there's my toast. Just smash it up as chunky or as smooth as you like it. Give it a taste. You can put some cumin in here too, some cilantro, whatever you like. But I like it just like this. Boy, I'm noisy this morning. And I'm saving the avocado pit because I want to try making some tea, avocado tea, out of the pits. So, okay, I'll be back in a minute. My potato skins are done too. Okay, I like my avocado fairly thick on my toast, so I ate the whole avocado, but those are like the little mini avocados. I like those because they're a nice size. So this is just some breakfast blend I'm putting on the tomato.
And then I'm going to add some of the ranch to my potato skins. I love potato skins. They're really tasty. Don't want to overdo it with the ranch dressing. You could also use sour cream, whatever you prefer. And I'm going to add some green onion to mine. And my green onions, they're still growing. They're starting to get a little skin on the bottom, but they're not rotten, so I'm just going to keep using them until they're all used up, and then I'll buy more. So, and then in the summer I buy a bunch and I plant it outside, and I pretty much have green onions the whole summer, and I don't have to go through the bother of raising them from seed. So, all right. So there is breakfast day 88. Avocado with tomato and potato skins, loaded potato skins from leftover scraps from last night's dinner. All right, I'm going to eat this and then I'll show you how my yogurt turned out. Okay, so here is my yogurt. It's really nice and thick. And it has a nice tang to it, not too sour. So I like it this thick. You might not like it this thick, and if that's the case, then you need to add more soy milk when you're making it. But I like it this thick. And you can always add a little bit more soy milk if it turns out too thick. But because the oatmeal acts as a binder, it doesn't separate, which is really nice. So it does have a few lumps in it, but they're very easily smushed out. And this is a lot of yogurt for very little cost. And the soy milk that I use is the Eden soy because it's just soybeans and water. Don't use the soy milk with other ingredients in it. You can also make your own soy milk, which works great. So I'm going to put this in a mason jar now and stick it back in the fridge. And like I said, it is really thick. Oops, I'm making a big mess here. So this is at least 3 cups, if not close to 4. It's closer to 5 cups. And like I said, you can always take, if it does get lumps in it like mine has here, that just happens with oat milk. You can use your immersion blender or a blender, whatever you like, and just smooth it out again. But it's a delicious taste, very smooth and creamy. So there you go. An inexpensive, quick way to make yogurt. The biggest work is cooking the oat milk. But I don't mind that because you get a container this big for $5 and some cents. It's over $5 now, and this costs pennies on that dollar. So, all right, I will be back later. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm reading up in my in a couple of my gardening books, just to get some ideas. So, all right, I'll see you in a little while, and we'll see what's up. So this yogurt I'm tasting a little bit of it. I added some sweetener. And if you think about it, this yogurt is only oats and soy. There's no preservatives in it. It's very high in protein because oats and soy have a lot of protein in them. It's very rich and creamy. A little of it goes a long way. You can add fruit. You could probably even use this as a sour cream if you added some savory things to it. But it's really, really delicious. And if you do have little lumps in there, you can't even taste them. That's how soft they are. So I highly recommend this. It's delicious. And like I said, if you like a thinner yogurt, then after you cook your oats, just add more of the soy milk, and that will thin it out. It's preference. I like mine thick. Thumbs up from me. Okay, I had a quart jar that I put in the refrigerator of the yogurt, and I have a little jar here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this into vanilla yogurt, so I don't have to go through this step every time I want vanilla yogurt. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla, and I have this erythritol sweetener that I had in the cupboard. I'd like to use that up. And it says the serving size is 2 teaspoons, so I'm going to put a little more than that in, because I do like my yogurt sweet. I'm going to put in 2.5 teaspoons. So there we go. And then I'll just store it in the refrigerator like this. You can add other flavors if you like raspberry yogurt. You can buy the raspberry syrup, or you can make apple or whatever the syrups come in. You can add homemade jams and jellies. You can add all kinds of things. Fresh fruit, frozen fruit, whatever you enjoy. Alright, I'm just going to give this a stir and stick it back in the fridge. And there we go, another couple of meals. Frugal meals, especially if you're plant-based and you don't eat dairy or you're dairy-free. This is a great alternative for yogurt. And it doesn't have all those ingredients that you get in the little tiny things of yogurt that are over $1. Some of them are like $1.50. So, alright, more meal ideas. Let me know what some of your most frugal meals are in the comments below. Even if it's not plant-based. We're not all plant-based here. We just do our own thing. So let me know let us know in the comments below what some of your favorite frugal meals are. Day 88. It's that time again. All right. I have an idea of what I'm going to have. I have this cheese sauce. It's from Olive Garden the other day. There's just a little tiny bit left. So I'm going to have that. And I'm going to have some of the meatloaf I made yesterday, and I'm going to put the cheese sauce on top of the meatloaf. And I think that's it for the fridge. Well, I'll have a little bit of this blue cheese on a salad that I'm going to have. And I still have a little bit of this coleslaw that I want to finish up. All right. So I will meet you at the stove. I'm making some macaroni and cheese. I cut up a salad. And I'm going to have the meatloaf with it. So I'll be back shortly when I get this all put together. Dinner is ready. I have my meatloaf and just some box macaroni and cheese. Nothing special. And then the sauce from Olive Garden is going to be going over the meatloaf. So there we have it, and I have the coleslaw from yesterday I want to eat up. So isn't that a nice bright looking plate? So many pretty colors. All right, there is dinner day 88. And that's it for today. Washed my hair. It's crazy. All right, I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.